Welcome everyone to round 1 of October 23rd's Star Wars Unlimited night over at Valkyrie Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana. If you guys are looking for a place to play some Star Wars Unlimited, check out Valkyrie Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana, Thursday nights, 6 p.m., $5 entry. Well, folks, welcome to the last 3 rounds of the set 5 meta for the locals. After this set of videos, round 1, 2, and 3, we will finally be releasing videos for set 6. And what best way to end set 5 other than the store championship? So, folks, this was basically a very late store championship for set 5. Again, set 5 store championship was, of course, the Grand Inquisitor. I got top 8 in here. I actually think I got cut out of the top 4 because my record was X11. So I had a tie at my last round against Boba JTL. I believe he was on yellow. So, yeah. But nonetheless, in this entire tournament, I decided to bring back Iden Data Vault. I'm always conflicted on playing Iden Data Vault. Yes, I play Control only really around this time because, again, this is the only really time I'll accept playing Control of my locals. I typically only like maybe bring Trench once to my locals, but that's just because I like Trench gimmick. But I still play him as a heavy Control strategy. Most of the time, I stay away from Control and like to play more unique decks. Decks that are a lot more fun that aren't Control, that do allow my opponent and I to have some good back and forth, gameplay. Control is more of, you do something, I'm going to just kill it, you do something, I'm just going to kill it. So that's how Control is. But anyways, Iden Data Vault is one of those decks I've played for a while. I've played Iden Blue. Iden's been played a lot with Data Vault, but I'm always so conflicted of really playing Data Vault. I like the green that we get from it, like the Devastator and all of that. That's really, really cool. But again, I just never really feel like I like Iden Data Vault more than I like other versions of decks I could have played, or Iden Double Blue as well. But nonetheless, Iden Data Vault is basically just a Control strategy. That's all I'm playing, is Control. Iden stays on the front side, tapper. If a unit left play this, if an enemy unit was destroyed this phase, you can heal 1 damage on your base. She flips for 5 or 6, I can't really remember, but she's really squishy at like 3-4. She's not very tough to kill, but she does come in shielded, and again, you do get to heal 1 damage for every time an enemy unit leaves the field. So instead of tapping heal 1, is whenever an enemy unit leaves the field, she heals 1. And then I am facing off for round number 1, Chancellor Palpatine from Twilight of the Republic, red. So this was the first Chancellor Palpatine we got before we got the Secrets of Power version, which I think the Secrets of Power version is just a whole lot better. But this one was a double-sided leader. He never actually flips onto the battlefield. His whole gimmick is that he can flip to play both sides of the war, which, if you know Star Wars lore, Palpatine was playing both sides of the war. He was playing as the main ruler of the Senate, but also he was playing Darth Sidious, the ruler of the Confederacy. So he was running both sides of the war all together. So he always starts on his good side up first, and then he will flip over to his back side once you meet the requirement. So the front side states, tap him when a friendly heroic unit is defeated this phase, draw a card, heal 2 damage, and then you flip him over. On his backside, he becomes Darth Sidious. Tap him if you played a villainy card this phase, create a clone trooper token, deal 2 damage to each enemy base, and then flip this leader. So the gimmick of the leader is that your deck is built off of both colors. You're running yellow, red, heroic, and villainy. So you run both sides, but the problem is you can only play one side's cards only once you're on that backside. So it really kind of is an interesting leader. I really don't think my mind can get around it, because a lot of times you run into these situations where it's like, well, then you need to play this, so you flip this, and then you can play that next turn. So it's a really interesting leader. It really does make your mind think about when exactly do you need to play a card so that you constantly can flip, because again, to flip to the backside, a heroic card has to have died, and then you flip to your back, and then to get to the backside, you have to then have played a villainy card, which is a lot easier, but typically you don't always want to flip. Maybe you have more villainy cards in your hand than heroic cards, so a lot of times that might be useful. But again, we're in red, so we're going to have some access to some aggression, villainy stuff, but nonetheless, this player here really didn't didn't want to play anything really meta relevant. They knew I was coming in with control. I forget who actually won it all, but nonetheless, there was enough people here that everyone at this event was top 8. Like I said, this one ran very, very late in the season. And plus, I don't think a lot of people really were like up crazy for our good friend, Mr. Grand Inquisitor for the store Showdown. But without further ado, let's see where we go. So anyways, we're going to tap one here. We're going to put into the Cartel Interceptor. I'm going to go for the Ɓazīn, which, by the way, is a complete fail there because I actually can't play Ɓazīn because Ɓazīn needed actually to be played for 4 because I'm not on the cunning side. So I played that completely wrong. So that is a misplay on my part. It will not matter here because my opponent will be able to get the game here as they're going to go for the wolf pack there in the sky. So yes, this is my one loss for the night as well. Is against this. So anyways, we're just going to go for a crushing blow to kill off the Cartel Interceptor, and then I'm going to be able to draw 1 because of the bounty there, and then we're going to get hit for 2 in this space there, and then I'm going to use Iden so I can heal, and then again, the Chancellor Palpatine's trigger is going to trigger that would have healed his base 2 if he had any damage to put onto it, and it's going to flip him over to Darth Sidious, and that's going to allow him to play the space a TIE Phantom, again, because again, you have to flip over, which again, I gave him the kill that allowed them to flip over, so there could be in this aspect of where I should maybe have not killed off the Cartel Interceptor and maybe just played more of everything. I'm just reading the card, and once again, it cannot be defeated by, cannot be captured, cannot be cannot basically be damaged, and cannot be defeated by card abilities. Has to literally be killed by either battle or by murking it as well. So anyways, I'm just going to pay for a resupply here, and then we're going to go ping the 1 for Ɓazīn, and then of course the Phantom does have rate 2 on it as well, as we're going to go for an Audi, which basically is a telltale sign to tell me, by the way, good luck using all your event cards without dealing damage to your base there. So anyways, the Audi does come out for 4 because again, Darth Sidious is out right now, but that's not really much of a matter. Meant they had the 4 resources. We're going to go for the takedown on the Audi there. I am going to be able to take 1 damage there because of Audi's effect, which you recognize as the event was being played. We're going to go for our Cartel Interceptor for 3, and then we're going to go for the Iden to heal 1. Then we're going to get E4 off the Lurking TIE Phantom, and then we're going to take 1 on the Ɓazīn, and then we're going to go for another Wolf Pack once again. Remember, to flip back to Chancellor Palpatine, they have to play a villainy card for the phase. So right now, no villain card has been played as of right now, while on the Chancellor Palpatine side, right now, it's been all heroic cards. So I'm just counting it out again. Unfortunately, the problem for me is that my opponent is getting hyper aggressive against me, and I'm not able to stabilize my hand to where I can actually kill it out or get to that point where I'm going to be safe, like Super Laser Blast, to eventually win out. But anyways, we're just going to go for the perilous position to knock out the Lurking TIE Phantom, because again, the TIE Phantom does die when reaching 0 for its power. We're going to go for a power of the dark side, and it's going to kill the Wolf Pack there. Then my opponent's going to go for the Ruthless Raider to deal 2 damage to my base, 2 damage to the Ɓazīn, and then basically I'm going to do 1 damage to my Ɓazīn. And again, they're staying on the dark side. Then we're going to trigger the effect of the Palpatine to go to the dark side. They're going to make a clone Trooper token, and then they do get to flip over to their good side here, and then 2 damage to my base from the Palpatine effect as well. So Palpatine will flip here. I think my opponent did forget. No, there they go. I'm about to say they do have to flip. That is per the effect of that card is to flip. Which again, I like the card. I tried it out once with blue after we got all the LOF cards, but I don't know. It makes my mind think a little too hard. Everything. So anyways, we're gonna go for the Super Laser Blast, 2 damage to my base from that. I am going to only be able to heal 1. I could have flipped Iden last turn and then Super Laser Blast, just killing her immediately and then healing a bunch there. Because of that effect, then we're going to go see the Falcon. We're going to bring out the Falcon with that. Then we're going to have the Chancellor Palpatine trigger, heal 2, and then flip over to draw 1 card again. Really nice. And then we're going to go for Iden. Yeah, she's a 4/4 that flips for 6, right? And then we're going to go for the Slave 1 here again, dealing 1 indirect damage. I'm just going to take that on Iden, and then I'm going to swing 4 at the base, and then I'm going to take 3 from the Falcon, and then pretty much we are now just in dead space here. Again, allowing that flip and then being able to play out the Fifth Spire Prey is so nice. We do have the Vigilance in hand as well, but the Vigilance unfortunately cannot kill anything on this board state. We could mill our opponent 6 cards and heal our base for 5, which then allows us to survive just a little bit longer. We do have the ability for all that as well. My opponent did forget to pay the 1 for the Falcons, but again, this game already was kind of botched. Anyways, we're going to go for Merciless Contest again. My opponent has to mark one card from their battlefield and each choose a non-leader unit to kill it. Since I don't have a non-leader unit, there's nothing I can kill off. So anyways, we're just going to have the Fett Fire Spray swing in the 4 there. I'm going to swing Iden. I'm going to take the damage from the Fett Fire Spray effect onto the Iden there. Again, there should be one less active energy for my opponent to utilize with the Falcon. So anyways, we're just going to ping off the shield, ping 2 with the Ruthless Raider, because again, they are still on the backside here. But there's really not much I can do. There's way too many bodies now currently on the board. So we're going to put a entrenched onto the Fett's Fire Spray so it can't swing at me, meaning that the only thing that can swing at me right now is, of course, the Ruthless Raider. So then that's going to then do 2 damage by base from Chancellor Palpatine flipping over, and then, of course, creating a clone token. Then we're going to go for my opponent, of course, is just going to pass from there. There's no point. They were going to put an upgrade onto the Clone Trooper, but there really wasn't a point to do so right now. Again, I claim there's not really a point at all. So pretty much we're dead here. We're going to go for the Vigilance to basically kill off the Clone Trooper. Then that just triggers the Chancellor Palpatine to flip back over again whenever they want to. Because again, a white unit, a heroic unit did leave the battlefield. So that means once they're done with heroic stuff, that they can immediately get out. Anyways, we're going to go swing in for the 7 damage coming in from that one. And then we're just going to be, and then basically that's pretty much dead right there. There's not really much else I could do. Again, that's the reason why I'm really I'm always on this fence about playing Iden Data Vault, because I just never feel like it's anything. And then we're going to go for a cause I believe in to get 1 damage on there. Again, it's easy enough just for them to pass and then claim the initiative. There's no way for me to do anything. They're going to heal 2 damage, then flip over, and then draw 1 card. And then there's a Daring Raid that they knew they could draw because of the fact of, for a cause I believe in, play cause I believe in, look at top 4, then you could pitch cards and then put on the top, because Chancellor Palpatine gives you to draw on the flip, and because a white unit did leave the field because of me, then that then basically allows them to draw the 1 card and win off the Daring Raid. So yeah, I don't think this was a great matchup against me, because the fact of the matter is, this is hyper aggressive, but also hyper control in a strange kind of way, because then you could play both sides of the cards there. And again, I don't know. I mean, like, the thought process, maybe you should merc off all of their heroic stuff so that they force to merc it off, so that way they can flip over. And then that gets you that ideology. But eventually you have to start killing the stuff into space. You have to eventually start destroying the things. And eventually they'll find a way to find a way to kill their own heroic stuff so that they can finally play the game. So maybe that's one thing I ran into. The fact of the matter is that, I ran into the fact that I was giving them that flip, but again, they could have easily given themselves that flip. If I had a body out there, they could easily kill it, swing in one of their guys, kill it, and then get the flip automatically, get the heal 2, and get the draw 1, and then flip over to start playing all their dark side cards. So yeah, it's kind of a toss-up, but yeah, should I have not been killing their heroic stuff and tried to push it? But then again, if I wasn't killing their heroic stuff, I was just going to eat all that damage in space, as you saw there, even if it was a 2-1 at that starting point right there. That was still 3 damage coming in at my face per turn. Or I think, no, the Cartel Interceptor's a 2-3. Either way, I was taking damage in space. I couldn't counteract that damage. Even if I did play something in space that counteracted, my opponent's just going to go ram one of their guys into it so they can flip their Chancellor Palpatine, heal the 2, and then draw the 1. So yeah, game 1 goes to Chancellor Twilight Red. Let's move into game number 2. All right, folks, we'll go to game number 2. Both my opponent and I have sided. So anyways, I'm going to go for a Dr. Pershing, and then they're going to go for an Audi, which is pretty nice there, where I'm actually going to just pass immediately. I'm going to reset my dial. Which again, we're actually starting with active plays. We're actually doing good things this time. Yeah, so yes, we're not immediately trying to break the game. And then we're going to go for Dr. Pershing to hit itself, and then draw 1. Then Audi's going to attack Dr. Pershing to make sure I can exceed, so we can go faster into the death limit here. And again, nothing much we could do. We're going to go for a BD1 to target Audi and give it a +1 as long as BD1 is up on the board state. And again, BD1 is hidden for the turn, which won't really matter much. I don't have many attackers in this deck strategy. And again, I think another reason why, I spoke about it, but I did win. I got second, and the Secrets of Power one, as we go for Dr. Pershing to draw 1, is that I kind of flipped off of controls. We're going to go for Jam Communication. Now, there's plenty of choices in there, I can tell you that. My hand is just full of events. Anyways, the best event there, because we're getting kind of close, is the Vigilance. There's the Vigilance. It is going to get ripped out by the Jam Communication. And I'm going to have to figure out what exactly I want to do here now that there's really much. Anyways, we're going to go for an Audi. Go for the perilous position on the Audi, then we're going to go swing the BD1 to go kill the Dr. Pershing, and then basically I'm just going to have to pass. There's nothing else I can really do. My opponent is going to pass as well. I do have the Maul in there, but the Maul is really late into the game here right now. Again, there was like ways to ramp in here, but I wasn't seeing my ramp. I'm kind of struggling on what exactly I want to get rid of, because I could technically kill this Adi if I wanted to put another perilous position under it to kill it off, but there's not really much of a purpose of doing that right now. But anyways, kind of one of the reasons I think I stepped away is we go for the Vanquish to kill off the BD1. I'm not sure why I killed off BD. I guess because I wasn't going to take much damage off the Adi once I killed the BD1, because the BD1 was the only thing giving it the extra attack fear points there. As we're going to go for a Slave 1 to then ping 1 damage to me, and then basically that's all she wrote on that one. But anyways, and I did take 1 damage, by the way, for using the event because of Adi as well. And I took, I should have actually taken 1. No, that's on play. I should actually have taken another damage there because of the Fet's Fire Spray. So anyways, we're going to go for no glory on the results on the Fet's Fire Spray, their move. And then we're going to be able to go for the Tri-Fighter, which means I can't heal off the base, which means nothing else from that. And then we're going to take another damage off of the Adi as well. Lucky enough, the Adi can't damage me here. It could just only hit me in the face for constantly dealing that. And then we're going to go for the TIE Phantom in the sky. And then we're going to go kill the Adi off with the Iden, but I cannot heal because of the effect of but I cannot heal because of that Tri-Fighter being in the sky right now, which is kind of very annoying. I can't physically heal until the Tri-Fighter is dead. Now, there is ways to kill it. There is, like, Vigilance can kill the Tri-Fighter off, and then you could choose to go for the heal next, because, again, the timing of Vigilance is do the two as they possible. Anyways, we're just going to get rid of the TIE Phantom immediately. We're going to swing into drop the Clone Trooper. I'm going to pay 1. We're immediately going to go for the Crushing Blow, but that is actually level 2 or less, so it can't even kill the Tri-Fighter there, which I thought it did, but nope, it can't kill off the Tri-Fighter, which means I have to find, like, Vigilance. I should have maybe Vigilanced it to kill it off and then healed the 5. That's probably my play. Then we're going to go for the A-Wing because, again, we're on the heroic side. But yeah, one of the reasons I kind of flipped out of control there, we're going to go for the Crushing Blow, which this time actually has a legal target. Anyways, and then we're going to go for, I forget what that one is. I believe it's, no, it's the Suda. It's the card that you can swing and then you have to discard 1 card from your hand. Yeah, I think even then there wasn't really much else I could do. I think we're real screwed in this one because, again, this card can't be because, again, we are getting heavily screwed kind of hard here by that Tri-Fighter, because we definitely need the healing. But anyways, that's kind of one of the reasons I swapped out for, like, Boba, JTL Green when I did the set 6 Store Showdown, because I think I was just kind of trying control. I think I brought in control for most of every single Store Showdown, so I wanted to do something different for that one. But again, I still like my Iden. I still quite enjoy it as we now ping, and then I'm going to won't be able to heal the 2 because, again, the Tri-Fighter dies at the exact same time Iden dies. We're going to go for the Falcon here, and then we're immediately going to be able to then swap over the Chancellor into Darth Sidious there, and then we're going to deal 3 damage in the space, and then we're going to put out another TIE Phantom because there's another one. Why else wouldn't there be more TIE Phantoms in the sky? My opponent is going to pay the 1 there to keep the Millennium Falcon up and running on into the area there, so they don't have to worry about balancing it back to hand, even though sometimes I do think sometimes it's kind of fun to bounce it back to hand. Anyways, we're going to be able to go for another perilous position so we can knock out another TIE Phantom, and then we're going to eat 3 off on the Millennium Falcon here. I can go I do have Vigil. I will take down here. We're going to take that down so I don't have to worry about it. But then that's going to make a Ruthless Raider coming into the board. And then we're going to be able to bring that in. So that's going to swing for 4 as well. So anyways, we're going to go for Iden heal 1. And then the Chancellor Palpatine dealing 2 more. To Darth Sidious to become Chancellor Palpatine, doing 2 more, creating a clone token. Then we're going to go for the Cartel Interceptor, which was a 2-3. For some reason, I thought it was a 1-3. But no, it's a 2-3. But anyways, that should be interesting. Right now, I'm not exactly sure how exactly we get out of this one because, yeah, I had the Snoke, but the Snoke is going to come down extremely late into the game. It's just not going to be enough right now, even if I had the Snoke. So we're just going to go for the Super Laser Blast. I just need to get the board completely cleaned up. I'm going to take 2 damage to the face, and I'm going to get the draw 1 from the Cartel Interceptor, which basically cleans out the board state. And we're going to go for another Falcon, which, again, I can't even deal with here because I don't have any way to deal with the Falcon. And then I'm basically going to go for the Surprise Strike, dealing 6 to my face here. Which is pretty nasty. They're going to go for 2, and they're going to put in an A-Wing, and then they're going to flip to then heal the 2, and then draw 1, and then basically, yeah, no. This game is pretty much over. It was over well before we even got to this point here. I was on a death curve. Yeah, it would have been nice to see that Snoke much earlier, but again, the Snoke isn't even going to save us because technically, when the A-Wing goes for the raid at 3, the raid 2 it has on itself is going to only deal 1 damage alongside the Falcon only dealing 1 damage because of the Snoke. But that's not really going to help me when they could just easily play anything to deal at least 2 damage points and then swing 1 guy. So we're going to go for the Vigilance to kill off the A-Wing, and then we're going to heal back the 5. Yeah, I can't mill here. I just got to get these bodies off my opponent's board state so they don't kill me with them. And again, there's not really a purpose. I could have put an entrenched on the Falcon or anything like that. I do point out my opponent to pay the Falcon, and we're going to go for Iden, and then we're going to go for Planetary Bombardment, and there's nothing I can do about that. Planetary Bombardment deals me 8 indirect damage. I don't have anything to put any of the indirect damage onto, so all 8 goes to me, eventually leading to Chancellor Twilight Red winning the game overall. Yeah, I like Iden. Don't get me wrong, I like Iden. I'm not the biggest control player. I do like what control can do. I like that it gives you the mindset of when you should play your control cards. And sometimes people say it's like autopilot, do this to this to this. And yeah, maybe I'll try an interesting control strategy. I was thinking about 𝐒𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐄 or pre-Vizsla. I forget which the leader is from Twilight Republic. That's the one that if you draw so many cards, do this. And especially now that we have aggressive negotiations, flipping him and aggressive negotiations where you have a brick of a hand and then smashing your opponent in the face with him. It's actually a pretty fun thing. I think you would still play him as hard control just so that you can hope to get into your draw engine to do it. But still, he is really, really funny to play with that style. So yeah, aggressive negotiation with Paz or pre-Vizsla. No, I think it's 𝐒𝐍𝐻𝐿a. I forget the leader, but nonetheless, it's the one where if you draw so many cards, you can deal damage and stuff like that. So yeah, I really think he's a really cool one for an aggressive negotiations. I have to bring him, even though technically I don't think he's really a control leader, but still, he's a pretty fun leader, especially now with the aggressive negotiations from Secrets of Power, giving him kind of an extra buff. But nonetheless, I think this is one of the reasons why when I was deciding what deck to bring to Valkyrie's Store Showdown for the Padme Amidala's, I decided on playing a normal deck. I decided on playing like a deck that does something that isn't straight control. So that I did decide on Boba Green for that. Got second out of it. I think I spoke it onto one of our videos. I think I did it on the Deidre Colossus versus Yoda Data Vault deck one where I spoke about taking Boba JTL Green and winning it that way. And don't worry, I did record those, so those will be coming up here very, very soon. So wait a little while longer, folks, and you'll be getting those ones. And there's some good games. I think we have a lot of good tables for you all to watch. But nonetheless, guys, I want your thoughts down in the comments on the gameplay. Did I miss anything and why I was doing it? Did we miss anything as players? Let me know all that down in the comments. Let me know also your thoughts on Chancellor from Twilight Republic as well as Iden. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you can notify when my videos go live for you. I will see you next time on Mom Dragons TCG.